Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage Podcast with your host, Brett Bovin. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show.
There I am. One step I miss because I wasn't used to running the show. Now I'm actually hosting the show, but I'm back for the most part. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in for tonight's show. I'm Brett Bovin. It's Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. And welcome to the motherfucking electronic campfire. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole boring spiel. We all know it. We are all not politically correct on this show. We do hazing. It's a brotherhood, so get used to it. Sundays is our roundtable show. Tuesdays our state-specific show. We all know about the saying on the show. We record in a slot machine. Help share the show. Help grow the show. That's all we ask from everybody out there. I also do like to take a second and say thank you to all the men and women for the military, in the military, for their service. We are greatly appreciative for your sacrifice. Also want to say thank you to all the men and women in the police, firefighting, nurses, doctors, corrections officers, construction workers, everybody in public service. We want to say thank you for your service. Now, as you can tell, the last couple of shows I haven't been hosting because I've been sick, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but my throat's kind of getting a little back, so my voice is a little raspy. Anyways, I'm trying to hit puberty, so that's all I'm trying to do, I guess, really. But with that being said, I invite you all to grab a chair and grab up next to Electronic Campfire, and let's have an amazing show tonight. Tonight we have Squatch, Dave, and our guest, Brogan from British Columbia. Johnny's not on tonight, so thank God. I was kind of getting tired of him. No, I'm just kidding. Squatch, how's it going? You're looking just flat. I haven't talked to you yet, Dave, so shut your fucking mouth.
Anyways,
we're trying to be polite and be nice on this show, but you're ruining it already.
Look,
okay?
I can't help that you're the liberal on the show.
Just sit there and wait your fucking turn.
Dave, it's like the Brady Bunch. I'm the older brother in the upper right-hand corner. Even though you're older than me, I'm still the upper corner guy, so I go first.
Exactly. Hi, Squatch. How are you doing?
Hey, Mr. Bovin, what's kicking, my brother?
Dude, you are looking amazing. And I love your shirt too, but beside the shirt, you look flat out amazing, dude.
You guys have to get yourself one of these because it just has like magic powers. It's awesome.
It does.
Does it? I think I heard it gives you 2 inches.
Yeah, well, it's not working.
Yeah.
Brett's got 3 now when he wears his.
Well, it added 2 inches for total length for Squatch there, so he's up to that now. So thank God for that.
Woo!
Ready,
the movie, Squatch.
Dave, you are looking flat out ugly. But how are you doing?
I'm good. The hotel's suiting me just fine.
Yeah.
Haven't heard any shooting so far, so it's a good night.
Well, that's good. You getting some good grinder meetups and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Jimmy Johns to come in, but they just left it at the door and ran.
Nice.
Sometimes you got to pay extra for that good 6-incher.
Yeah, well, I did get the biggie, but all I got was a sub.
Well, I think the new look that Dave's sporting here, the Yul Brenner, he's really looking like Yul Brenner in this.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm looking to get into Westerns.
Yeah, I think you're almost there, brother. You're almost there.
Almost.
And our guest tonight, Brogan, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sound good, man.
My headphones, they're shit. They didn't work.
Hey, Brogan.
Yeah.
Brogan. We don't cuss on the show, so please don't don't use any fucking swear words or anything like that. This is a PC show, okay? So watch your fucking tongue.
Jeez.
Yeah. Otherwise called the Biden Network.
Hey, Brett, don't you go over this freaking shit when you got people on here? Don't you tell them?
I usually do a meeting with the guest before the show, but apparently the guests missed that point. That well, Brogan, Johnny's not here tonight, so we don't have Johnny doing his segment of hunt, befriend, or kill.
Okay.
So I'm going to take over for that. Okay.
Oh boy.
Squatch, we're going to start with you, okay?
Yeah, run it, brother.
You have a pheasant, a lynx, and a cougar.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to do the pheasant, the lynx, or a cougar. Pheasant, lynx, or a cougar. All right, let's do. I'm going to kill the cougar. Friend the lynx. And befriend the pheasant.
All right. Dave.
Yep.
You have a duck, coyote, and a black bear.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Why has he got to be black?
Oh, okay. Sorry. You have.
We only have black bears in Michigan.
There's grizzlies, not in Michigan, but
I was going to say not in Michigan. Yeah. So
all right.
I'm gonna hunt the black bear, and I'm gonna friend the coyote, and the last one I'll do the duck.
Okay.
Yeah, because black bear meat's really good. So.
Yeah.
Brogan.
Yeah.
You have a chukar partridge, a bobcat,
Did you call it a true car?
a chukar.
Or chucker, as most
Chucker.
people call them, chuckers.
It's a chucker.
Chucker. Sorry. Bobcat or a wolf.
It's like basically you call it a pheasant or whatever.
Yeah.
A bird.
Well, I'm not hunting that thing. I'll be a friend with that thing. I'll hunt a wolf. And what was the other thing?
Bobcat.
A bobcat. Oh, yeah, I'll kill a bobcat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a bobcat pelt one time. That'd be cool.
I killed a
That'd
few.
be sweet.
I never have, actually.
What was that?
I've never hunted or killed a bobcat. And we have them here in BC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have them here too.
There was actually sightings of one down by my parents' house.
Yeah, nobody cares.
We're supposed to try and be nice.
That is nice. That's nice for me.
Well, we've had black bear as far as south as where I live.
Go with the black.
Nobody cares, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And no,
really.
everybody does care.
No, I don't know.
I don't care.
Well, you don't matter.
Brogan, for anyone that doesn't know you, can you give a little background about yourself, brother?
Okay, I'm Brogan Didier from northern BC, Canada. So, Brett reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago or two. Asked if I'd be interested in coming on. They kind of represent all the states and kind of touching their toes down in Canada, and wanted someone to represent BC with some whitetail tactics and strategies. So, yeah, I've been hunting Canada my whole life. I've never been to the States actually for any hunting experience, but yeah, born and raised BC, northern BC, right by the foothills of the Rockies, and grew up in a hunting outfit. Actually, run a hunting outfit myself now, and that's it. That's it.
You run your own outfitters business?
I do, yeah. Burnt River Outfitters.
How long have you been doing that?
This will be actively probably year 3. It kind of fell in my lap as an opportunity, so I never really pushed for it too hard. I have a day job, I have a bunch of hobbies, and I love hunting for myself, but this year will kind of be wrapping up more full-time and more operational, maybe have a couple guides under me, and take it from there.
Well, I'm sure we'll dive more deep into your outfit business because it relates to BC. So let's dive in more to your hunting style. If anyone's listening to this audio version, you need to go and watch this on YouTube, because the deer on Brogan's back wall is just freaking a monster. Like, a monster is, I'm sorry, that's not even the correct term to use with that fucking thing. what did that thing score?
So yeah, that's my biggest grossing deer to date. He's 24.5 inches inside spread, but actually he doesn't net Boone and Crockett for either non-typical or typical. He's got like 27 inches of side-to-side deductions. So he grosses 218 inches and nets, I think, 188 or something like that around there. Yeah. Just a hell of a deer. We had some history of him a bit, but yeah, he if he would have matched his non-typical side, which is like an inline 6-point, huge brow, good mass, but shorter tine, he would have been like 230 non-typical. And if he would have matched his typical side, he would have been like 212 typical. But he doesn't either, or so he's kind of a cool deer.
Yeah, very cool. I like all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, he got lots of mass. Like what Canada's known for, and that's what he's got. It's good mass and dark horns.
Just rub it in our face, why don't you? But great job, man.
Was that bow or gun?
That's a rifle.
Rifles. Okay.
Yeah.
Pussy.
What caliber?
A 308.
Okay,
my
cool.
favorite. There
Really?
you go.
For Brett, 308 is a 30 caliber rifle that's mostly used in snipers and stuff like that. So I know you're afraid of guns and don't like recoil.
I'm not afraid of guns, man. Don't put this narrative out there that I'm afraid of guns.
Oh yeah, you're afraid of them.
Yeah.
You don't even want to get near them.
No, I think 308 is probably the best all around caliber.
Yeah, and I never owned a 308 before. I was set on this model. It was a Browning Mountain TI, real lightweight. Nice. I saved my money when I was younger. It was going to be on sale for Boxing Day blowout or whatever, and went to the sports store, and they only had it in the 308 caliber. I wanted a 300 short. Mm-hmm. So I was too excited to go home empty-handed, so I just bought the 308 anyways. But that's been my my go-to gun. I could have anything else I want, but it's got a lot of sentimental value, and I take it for my elk, moose, stone sheep, bighorn, and whitetail. It's done the job. I wouldn't.
It looks like that the left side, the main beam, it looks kind of like more of curl, like the traditional type, and that right beam kind of looks like it goes straight out in like one direction type of deal.
Yeah, like if you found those sheds, you probably wouldn't even think it was the same deer.
Yeah.
The frame's totally different. The geometry of the tines is totally different. Like I said, his big typical side is just a huge, clean 5-point with a sweeping beam. And then his non-typical side is this huge forked brow tine. It sticks out way wide and shorter inline 6-point. Yeah, he's a cool deer.
Hey, Brogan, did you have him aged, Brogan? Did you find out how old he was?
No, I should. I've actually just started doing that last year. I wish I would have done it more. I didn't really know much about the aging thing, but yeah, that's a pretty handy tool.
That's stupid that I want to learn more about. Like, obviously I know scoring and how to measure all that stuff and like the deductions and stuff like that, but I just want to learn more of why does it go into the deductions of it all? Like, well, it doesn't match this side, so you lose points and this stuff. No, the whole thing's growing on this deer. It should all fucking count.
I
don't ever really worry, like, I mean, points and shit are cool, spreads and all that. What did he weigh, just offhand?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so these, I've got two big deer that were like, I'm going to say these 200 genetic, it's not just the horns around here. I think it's like the whole deer is like a whole nother, I'm not going to say subspecies, but when they're just different, their bodies are huge. Like, I'm going to say this deer, like I can usually pick up a deer, even a mule deer, especially if my wife was with me. We put it in the back of a truck if we get down in the ditch or whatever and throw it in. This guy, we struggled to lift him in the box of a truck together, and it was only like 1.5 feet off the ground as we backed in. So I'm gonna say he was 350 pounds, all of it.
Yeah, I believe
just
it.
Huge, man, huge.
I think I told Brogan this or another guest from Canada. But the deer up in Canada, in my opinion, are like of another planet compared to the ones we have here in the States.
Yeah.
Like a deer, like you can go for the giant deer and like it's in Iowa, Kansas, Illinois. Like one of those deer there is just fucking amazing. Don't get me wrong, but you go out to Canada, and that's a prime example. Those deer up there are on fucking steroids compared to deer here.
Even the UP deer in Michigan are way bigger than the ones down here. Like me and my buddy Dan shoot like 180-pound does up there. Just that's average.
Well, you know why? Because they got a better healthcare plan up there, and these deer live longer.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
It carries on to their deer.
Yeah.
Hey, Brogan, are you a fan of Trump or no?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
All right, because there was a guest that we were talking to earlier. Their name was Mindy, and they said that Trump sucked. So I just want to say that and just throw that out there in the woods.
Well, Mindy's only 14 too.
Yeah, Mindy can go fuck himself. Anyway,
it's a touchy subject here right now.
I'm sure it is.
Hey, what are you doing?
I don't follow politics enough to know enough to really have a good opinion about things, but for what I have seen, I'm for it.
What are you doing then, Brogan, to try and locate these mature deer? I mean, I'm sure you got other great ones, but that one's obviously the top of the list.
Yeah, so I can't stress this enough to people, and like a lot of people ask what you do different, or how do you scout, how do you find deer like this? And I'm just gonna say, like, 95% of it is luck, and like the other 5% is just being in the bush, man. Like, you got to be in the woods. You're not gonna stumble on something in your driveway. Like, just try something different. Hike trails, scout. If you know deer in the area, big deer in the area, and even if you don't, just like deer, man, they're going to be in the bottoms. They're going to be running like tight bushes, and these big bucks they're known for. Their nicknames are ridge runners. So hike on ridges. They kind of pick this path of least resistance, like a human would. So I walk ridge tops. I like I said, I outfit up here, so I'm always in the bush, whether it be spring bear, which is really good, moose, elk, mule deer. If you're in the bush and you're paying attention not only to the sign of what you're hunting for, but the other signs, like say I'll be chasing an elk bugle and all of a sudden I stumble on a scrape that's the size of the hood of a pickup. Well, that's probably got my interest for come November, late October. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, the hunting season is a small time frame. So, for instance, here in Michigan, it's really 3 months. What are you doing in the off season? I mean, we'll get more into your actual hunt season, more about that here at the commercial break. But what are you doing in your off season?
So, off season, like I don't do a whole lot in summer. I'm not a big summer guy. Maybe we just go boating or whatever. But spring is like key right now. When the snow is starting to come off, some of them trails are still iced up with snow. You want to be looking for sheds. You want to like check your area. Like in BC, it's legal to feed or bait deer here. So you kind of want to be on your feed stations. Scour that area, pick the routes and the biggest, deepest trails. And then you're probably going to be on the doe trails, and then go 100 yards back into the bush deeper. And you're going to find probably a scrape line, and you're going to find stuff that you didn't know existed. Like, there's going to be so much activity from bucks that you should probably put more interest in there rather than at your bait station.
Now, are you doing something specific in the off season to narrow down like deer's travel corridors?
I try to, but it's tough here, man. Like, it's mountain hunting. BC's got thick bush where I hunt up here, and I don't have anything crazy. I just say, like, I'm a firm believer on trail cameras. Regardless of the stuff you miss, they do help you out if you pay attention to the slight things, even if it comes to doe activity. When it comes November, you want to be hunting the does, like where they're living, because that's going to draw the bucks. Like I said, I'm a firm believer on trail cams. They help a lot in my success, I believe.
What are you doing in the off season to locate these doe areas? They're currently like mentally putting your mind like, all right, I need to be in this area. for the rut?
Like I've established a lot of stuff around here. If I'm going to a new area, like say southern BC where I don't know much, I'm just going to pick areas that are like natural funnels, big drainages. Creek bottoms are like, I'm a big time creek bottom guy. They like that thick, dense willow and those big cottonwoods where you probably won't see a deer because it's so thick. That's where they hang out, man. And I'll just go in there real thick stuff, find those trails, and I'll hang like, I have a lot of trail cameras. I'll probably hang 5 in the one spot, but that looks pretty good because you're going to miss a lot. And if you hang just one, it's probably going to deter you and not going there again. And you're probably going to miss something you probably wanted to be there for.
Yeah. Hey, Squatch, can you get off your Grinder app and actually pay attention? Thank you.
I'm actually in the comments, dick bag. So shut up.
Hey, we're trying to be nice, so be polite. Don't
I told you that was polite.
This is a PC friendly show, okay?
Yeah, penis corrected show. Is that what PC stands for?
Dave, let me ask you this. Well, first, Brogan, let me ask you this. Are you running cell cams, SD cams, running a mix of both, one in particular?
I've only ever owned one cell cam, and that was for like around my property, but we don't have a lot of service up here, so where we hunt. So I mostly run just SD cams, and they're a fucking headache because you know how it is with SD cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I run about 60 trail cams in this fall, and I run about 45 all year.
Nice.
So between SD cams and batteries, man,
that adds up.
yeah, and it just kills you.
Michael asked, "What brand do you use?"
So actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that's been like it's a big topic with a lot of people that I share conversation with. I've tried everything, man. Like I mean everything, every kind of camera you can absolutely try in the sun. The expensive that are like $500 a camera down to whatever you get at Canadian Tire for $20. I brought this one with me. This is my go-to camera. I'm new. This will be my 3rd year running these, and this thing right here, you see that? It's just off Amazon.
It's one of those Amazon cams. Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, and I think I get them for like $79.99 when they're on sale. They're usually regular about $99.99. And man, these things have been like, I'll buy 10 at a time because they're just like, they're worth their weight in gold. They have unreal video footage, unreal camera footage, and like you can put still mode with video mode, and the battery life's crazy, and they accept every SD card. Like those things have been a game changer, man. I swear by them. And like I said, I've tried everything.
Wow.
Well, have you tried Moultrie cameras?
Yeah, that Moultrie used to be my go-to. They actually took like the nicest pictures and for the quality.
There you go,
Brett. No, they didn't. Don't stroke Squatch's ego. I know you were texting him or something, and he told you to say that.
Hey, Brett.
Oh shit.
Hey, Brett. See, people that really hunt and don't sleep in know what good pictures are. So Brogan absolutely knows that. Well, I'm gonna flaunt a little bit. I'm on their field staff. Been on with them for 2 years now. Great cameras, great products, and can't say
nobody
enough.
Cares.
So I still run. I have these old Moultries. They're big square ones that took C batteries.
Oh yeah.
Those are still my best cameras for the picture quality. Like if I get a good buck on camera or an elk or whatever, I'll go and hang that camera right beside it just for the picture quality. I don't like, especially those old ones, I don't trust like their trigger speed or the reliability anymore with those. I even adapted the C batteries over to A's, but I'll put those up because they just take real beautiful pictures. I don't know what it is with the camera, but it is a nice picture.
Yeah, they got to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
No, but whatever. I like Tacticam cameras. Those have been doing great for me. My old SD cameras that I still run, I got Wild Game Innovations. I got those ones. I had some Moultrie cameras given to me, but the picture quality on them, I'm just going to say it, sucked donkey dick, and they just were bad.
Yeah. So what happened?
I couldn't tell the difference between a fucking squirrel and a deer.
Brogan, when we gave him those cell cameras from Moultrie, he didn't realize that the lens is actually supposed to face away from the tree, not looking at it.
That would help, eh?
Bunch of bark pictures.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's a big. Oh, wait, no, it's bark. Ah.
No, but I use those wild games too for my regular SD ones. Those Terra X's, those actually take really good video and pictures, and the batteries last all summer pretty much. Yes, man, I have Mike.
Michael asks, have you guys heard of Le Sharkman?
No.
What the
he
hell
says Chris.
Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about, Michael. Justin has he's rocking Muddies.
Muddies are decent, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
He says he recommended Tacticams. Well, then that motherfucker knows what he's talking about then. He's the Long Island Shark Man. Okay.
I'm open to try things, man. Like I said, I run a lot of cameras, so if they're good, they're good. I'll use them.
Dave from Squatch kind of mix for both of you. Whoever wants to go first. What are the similarities that you're hearing that are being used up in British Columbia that we kind of use down here in the States?
Well, to where we're going to be going a lot, because that's exactly the areas I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Ridges, river bottoms, drainages, because it's such high elevation there that, a lot of the bucks, they do bed on the leeward side so they can see everything in front of them. And then anything when coming behind them, they can smell everything behind them when they're bedding.
Now, for someone that doesn't know what that term means, can you explain that leeward side?
Basically, the wind at their back when they're on the ridge, down on the ridge. They could be at different elevations on the ridge, bedded, but they always have a view of in front of them and all around. And so the wind always at their back.
So basically, the leeward side is they're on one side of the mountain facing west.
Yes.
And the leeward side would be from the wind coming from the east.
Yep. Okay. They'll have that, and then like in the river bottoms, they always have thermals pulling in their direction. They always got the advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, those sneaky little bastards.
The mature ones, anyways. I mean, you'll get the 1, 2, and 3-year-olds that that aren't really experienced. But the big boys, they're in the shit where nobody's at. They're early season. They're not where the does are. So like Brogan said, I mean, you kind of can only hunt the does in certain times of the year. The big mature ones are going to be far away from people traffic, anybody. They're not going to be hanging out with the does. They're going to be bedded in the real thick crap that you just can't get into.
I agree with Brogan as far as the strategies that he's using in the mountains and stuff. The years past when I get up in the mountains and run ridges, I look for benches. I look for saddles where 2 or 3 ridges will come together because it's an easy path of least resistance for that animal to travel, especially during the rut when they're starting to run themselves down and get tired. I'm sure, Brogan, you play thermals, morning thermals, afternoon thermals, as you're approaching your game towards the top of the mountains and stuff like that. I mean, it obviously plays key. Now, you're where you're at. Do you have a lot of mountain laurel in the mountains there like we have here, or that's mountain laurel doesn't grow up there by you?
I'm not sure what mountain laurel is.
Okay. So what it is it's like a very thick, waxy leaf looking plant that's ranges from about 3 feet to about 6 feet tall, and it's very thick and very dense. Very hard to walk through, but in the mountains up here, you'll have sections, that it's just acres and acres of it where bucks will get in there and they'll have runs through it. And, my strategy up there is usually to get on where a run comes out of that mountain laurel. You can't really get in it. I've gotten lost in it a couple times, but, they like that kind of stuff. They'll just blast through it and kind of come out, through a doe's bedding area or something like that up there. And, it's probably like you have alders there. You get alder thickets.
Yeah, that's what I would associate it with. Similar.
Yeah.
It's not really like the same plant, but thick like an alder thicket.
Buckthorn.
Yeah, and he said you had cottonwood areas too. So
Mike, you're fired.
Yeah. What's he saying? Put a hat on, Dave.
You're fired, Mike.
Dave's got a hat on for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brogan, now, in my opinion, all hunters have that go-to, in my opinion, when it comes to hunting and scouting. Like, they got like their fallback. Do you have a go-to? Like, all right, like your starting point when you want to go out hunting, like a new area in the area that you're going to. Like, I always start off in this general area and work my way around. Do you have something similar to like that?
Yeah, if I'm going somewhere new, I use the same term when I'm trapping, is like wildlife tend to run drainages, creeks and everything. The first thing I'll do is hit a creek. And for elk and whitetail, I'll walk up that creek till I hit the first patch of timber. And then I'll walk that timber line until I find the game trail that's in the middle of that timber. That usually tells you everything, in my opinion.
Well, let me ask you this before we get into our commercial break. Is there something that you do that helps you put yourself in success that people should know to start putting into their own hunting tactics?
Oh, that's a big secret. No, like I've been fortunate. Like I said before, about being lucky and being in the bush. I have a great job and a great wife, and I spend a lot of time in the bush and guiding and outfitting. You got to keep your eyes open to everything. When you're in the bush, you're hunting moose, but in the back of your mind, you got to watch for deer track. You got to watch for elk track. You got to watch for predators. And that'd be my biggest, is when you're out there, you're not just hunting the one thing. You got to be like constantly thinking about the next animal.
Squash Davey, any personal questions for Brogan before we go on our commercial break?
So Brogan, I got one for you. Do you do any kind of like tree stand or saddle hunting on these techniques when you're up in the mountains or your thick alder spots where you're hunting? Do you get up, or you're just a ground hunting guy?
I prefer to be up in the tree. I've never tried a saddle, but I do have climbing stands, and I do have like permanently fixed tree stands. I myself prefer tree stands. Outfitting and whatnot and setting up blinds. A lot of the hunters I take, we just had ground blinds set up because you could put a heater in them, and I just feel that you miss a lot on the ground, in my opinion. Like if I'm serious after a big deer, I want to be up. And I want to be able to see at least 150.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with you, man. I do a lot of stand hunting and saddle hunting myself. And plus you're above their noses. Their noses are so damn good, So that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. You can't get distance. You got to get height.
Yep. You got to be up there.
Yeah.
Facts, man.
Well, Brogan, if you're looking to get into the saddle hunting, because I'm getting my stuff this year and excited to get my own saddle equipment and be more mobile. Now, we talked about this on other shows. You can be too mobile, but just to give you that ability to be mobile and kind of move around when the time is right. There's a great company called XOP.
XOP?
XOP.
Yeah.
Right down there at the bottom of the show.
I do the mobile, but not the saddle. I do the mobile hang-on with the sticks.
Yeah,
I prefer
Dave's
hang-on
a hybrid
stand.
version of it.
Yeah. It's lightweight. And
I'd be really interested in that for like moose hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like it. Stands are super light. Like the one I got, it's under 9. It's like 9 pounds.
Yeah.
It's super light. And they go up. You can go up in a tree and if you take your time, 3 to 4 minutes, if you take your time, be super quiet. Yep. And the climbing sticks are super. You can go with the shorter ones. I like the longer X3s because I'm only 5'9".
Yeah, he's a midget. I'm getting the X2s.
So I don't have to use these super long 8ers. I can just use a single 8er and get my stand on, and I'm 25 to 30 feet in the air. Ooh. I'd go higher if I want, but
ooh,
I like 20. 20 is my preferred. 20 to 22 feet is my preferred height. I like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, if you're looking to get more into like, or at least have that ability, XOP, go check them out. Tell them Whitetail Advantage sent you. And I'm not just saying it to plug like, oh, go check this company out. I'm not one of those guys that's just going to throw a fucking company that we work with. No, my name is attached to that. And I'm not just going to throw that out willy fucking nilly. So when that knows me, it's just the same fucking thing. My name's attached to it. I fucking believe in it.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that.
And if you know you really believe that, wait till he tries to sell you his My Pillow. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, he's got banana hammocks too. He's trying to sell with the Whitetail Advantage logo on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sold.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a quick 2-minute little break, and then after that, we're gonna run Squatch's segment.
Hey, go ahead and season your meat with something great. Try Flavors of the Forest raw garlic dust, made with only the finest ingredients for the finest wild game. Go ahead and use promo code Whitetail to save 15% on your next purchase. Go check them out.
Hey guys, how are you? It's the Squatch from the Whitetail Advantage. Hey, listen, have you guys tried rec broadheads yet? Well, if you haven't, you're really missing out. I've been shooting rec now for over a year, and I'll tell you what, they fly straight, they fly true, and they're deadly, deadly on a deer. You can get the HXPs, you can get the FX4s, or you can just get the regular HPs. Guys, take it from the Squatch. The guys here at Whitetail Advantage, you can't go wrong with the rec broadheads. If you tune in, you watch our show, you can use the discount code for rec, WA15. And that'll give you 15% off your purchase. And you guys tell them that the Whitetail Advantage and the Squatch sent you. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. The show's going to be great. Squatch out.
What are you doing in the off season?
Hey, you guys have a passion for the outdoors? You faith-based and love bow hunting? Go check out Bow Addicts. It's BOWADX. Genesis 27:3 says, take your bow and a quiver full of arrows. Go out into the open country to hunt some wild game for me. While we all love to go out and hunt wild game, we'd love to also wear it and represent what we believe. So go check out Bow Addicts and use promo code WHTADV10 to save 10% off your next purchase. That's WHTADV10 at checkout. Tell them the Whitetail Advantage crew sent you.
All right, we are back. And now, let's run the amazing Squatches segment. Soon we're going to get Dave his own segment when we get close to the night.
Yeah, as soon as I get back into town.
Yeah, we'll get Dave a Squatch segment if we feel like it. I don't know.
If I feel like it.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's got to do something. He's got to do something besides sit there, you know.
Yeah, I kind of like sitting here.
Yeah. Well, so Brogan, what we usually do on
No. I gotta
what?
I gotta work it up to it.
Oh, I thought you did already.
No, give me a second.
You
now,
son of a bitch. All right,
just stop talking. Let me introduce your segment. Okay,
we're so professional here.
You're interrupting me. You're interrupting the host.
Take it away, Johnny.
Thanks, co-host. All right, now let's run Squatch's segment. What not to say to a game warden.
Here we go. All right. So Brogan, what we do here is I play the game warden, obviously, and you're the hunter, and we want you to come up with something just nutso off the cuff that you would never say to a game warden. So I'll give you a scenario, and you can give me some obscene answer. So Brogan, I noticed you were hunting with Justin Trudeau the other day, and you let Justin hold your pistol, and that's totally illegal in British Columbia and up there in Canada. So what do you got to say for yourself about all that?
I found it. That's it.
I found
it. He found it. Okay. All right.
It must have washed up from someone who threw it over in their boat accident.
Oh, was it a boating accident? Is what you're telling us?
Right.
Okay. All right. I might believe that maybe 30% as an answer, but we'll run with it for now. All right, I got another one for you, Brogan. We noticed that the big buck that you have on the wall has a lot of glue marks on it from a lot of shed antlers that you stuck to its rack just to make it look bigger. And when you checked it into the check station, it was only a 5-point. What do you have to say for yourself?
I found it. I don't know.
All right, that's you're at negative 20 points for the same answer twice. So we're gonna have to take away points on that. Okay, one last question for you about what not to say to a game warden. You tell me that buck that you shot was over 350 pounds. Was that just because Brett Bovin was with you and I'm sitting on it trying to take a picture? Or was that deer really 350 pounds?
Yeah, it's because it was Brett was there.
Brett was there. All right. So we're going to give you.
I'm too honest.
You're up 5 positive points now from the negative 20 you were before. You did pretty good. Not bad.
All right, Brogan, let me ask you this question because Michael won't leave the question alone.
God.
I know, it's just...
Is it the dreaded possum question?
It's a stupid possum question. I'm about to say we're banning that question in general. He wants to know if you tried possum, Mike Brogan.
No, I've never even seen one.
This dude is on a mission to find a guest that's tried possum, and I'm about to say, fuck it. I'm going to eat a possum just to shut him the fuck up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be just like a raccoon?
No,
I feel like you're eating
rat.
shit at
It's
that
like
point.
a giant rat.
Oh, it'll be like a pack rat up here.
Yeah.
Here's Justin's comment.
What's
to
Justin
Brett
say?
riding that deer. Hey, I love mounting deer, but not like Brett.
Hey, how do you think the deer feels? I mean, come on.
Yeah. They're waiting for a DNR officer to arrest him for violations.
But the sad part was Brett actually did that to one of those mechanical deer that they set up to catch poachers.
Yeah.
And it was they didn't even know how to write him the ticket. They were like, "Sir, your pistol's in your hand and you're mounting a deer. What the hell are you doing, sir?"
He got electrocuted, so they had to call EMS.
He got electrocuted, shocked from the freaking mechanical deer.
Well, it's perfect for me. All I can say is, well, what violation did I violate? Well, we can't think of it, but we know there's one in the book. Yeah. We got to look it up.
Every straight man violation.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of that BS moment stuff. Let's actually try and get serious about the show here. Brogan, I am sorry. We are very unprofessional. Jeez.
Wait till Brett asks for all of us to come to your house.
Yeah, we usually do this in person. This is the first time we've done this online.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This is all new to us. You know?
Fuck, you guys should get up. Lots of room.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I got my passport. I can come up.
I actually have some questions about that. So now, speaking of that, Brogan, let's start off with this. What's the terrain like there in BC, British Columbia?
Well, it all varies, I guess, across the province. Where I'm located is like foothills of the Rocky Mountains. So I can be goat hunting in the afternoon and come down for sit in the stand for whitetail in the same location. I could actually, at one point I was glassing goats from one of my stands, my deer stands.
Dang.
Now I noticed. Let me see if I did this right. Oop. Well, that didn't work out like I thought it would.
See the professionalism? It's awesome.
Yeah,
that was cool. You took us away and brought us back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to bring up a map of BC, but anyways.
Every time he does that, I get ash in my eye from them freaking ashes flying around.
Oh, yeah. He was just stoking the fire.
Yeah, got my eye over here.
I noticed there's a lot of game up there that you can hunt, like mule deer and just BC alone. Mule deer, elk, bobcat, lynxes, cougars. I mean, you guys have it all.
I love cougars. Love them.
Now, is there public land that anybody can just non-resident can come and hunt, or is it kind of like you have to have a guide?
Yeah, for non-resident, even for provincial wise, is kind of tough for a guy. We're very lucky to live in BC. We pay for it, of course, through taxes, but we can hunt a lot over the counter here, and even on LEH straws. Like we have unlimited amount of opportunity.
Now, we were talking with Derek last week, and he said something about hosts. I think he said,
"Yeah, hunter host."
What exactly is that?
So if I wanted him to come over to BC to hunt with me, or if I got invited to go with him, I would just go onto our online hunting source there and apply for a hunter host permit, put his name under and all his credentials and his hunting license, and then he could buy a tag through me as long as I accompany him, and it costs quite a bit. Like, I think an average deer tag for us is about $25 Canadian, so that's like about $2 American, and then it'd be like $250 for him to come over for hunter host.
It's still not bad, actually.
Yeah.
No, that's not
compared to what it would be for us to come over.
Yeah, for you guys to come over is still, the tags aren't crazy expensive, but you have to be with an outfitter or a resident. Yeah, because you're out of country, which is treated totally different, but it's not free.
Brogan, what do you charge for your hunts there? Because you're an outfitter. Like, if we were to come, like, book you to take us up there and go, what does an average hunt like that cost for, say, whitetail?
So my whitetail hunts I usually run, so they're a 7-day hunt, and I'm doing I usually 7,500 American, which is roughly 10,000 Canadian.
Yep.
And I only try to take two hunters a season. In the rut only. It just my area personally doesn't have a lot of trophy opportunity. Like, I don't want to take more than that for my whole area. So yeah, I take 2 and 7-day hunts and about 7,500 US.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of percentage rate are we talking as far as getting on something that's, a trophy buck up there?
Well, pretty good.
Cool.
Bow or gun, I guess it makes a difference too.
It's up to you. Bow hunting's hard, man. It takes a good hunter to be a bow hunter. I'm gonna say, like, I prefer hunters come up with a rifle. But if you want to do bow, I have stands set up with bow for that too. It's just you might drop your trophy quality down a bit, but your opportunity's there. I run 100% opportunity. Success rate depends on your shot.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I just, the entire show, I'm just expecting some naked dude to come behind Dave and just grab his shoulder and just say, "You ready for round 2?"
He's tied up in the shower, so he's not he ain't coming out. You might hear mumbling and shit, but just let me know, because I got to go kick him and give him some more chloroform.
Let's put the tarp down and get ready for some real water sports.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, it's Johnny that's behind Dave. That's why Johnny's not on the show.
Dude,
Johnny's not here.
Easy. Johnny, they know.
Yep.
He comes running out in a wig.
He just runs across.
You guys are like Mr. freaking Leahy and freaking
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, Mr. Leahy and the Trailer Park Boys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's
Randy,
Bubbles.
Randy and Mr. Leahy.
Yep.
Brogan, when's the hunting season start to the closure?
Yeah, so our regulations changed probably 15 years ago. It used to be only in November 1st to the 20th, which was great. We produced a lot of big bucks, and everyone really focused on deer season. It was a big thing. Now it starts November 10th or September 10th to November 30th, and any buck. And a lot of deer get shot, unfortunately, that shouldn't, in my opinion. Everyone's different. I'm a trophy hunter, so.
Well, now, I'm sure there's got to be some laws up there in fucking Canada that you do not like, or that you are actually in support of. What are some up there in Canada, or at least hunting related that you'd like to see changed, modified, or whatever the case may be?
Oh, I'd have a list about this long on what I should change.
You're same like us.
The biggest thing is we have a lot of opportunity, and I wouldn't say people abuse it, but people use it nilly-willy. I know in the States there's some places like where you have to harvest like so many coyotes before you can get a buck tag or a deer tag in general. I'd like to see that, because we do have a predator problem. Coyotes are on the bottom end of that problem. We have wolves, which are being managed a bit, but like black bears and grizzly bears are just, they do a huge number on our calves and our fawns. And I would like to see some incentive with some predator hunting. There isn't a whole lot. It takes a different person to just be strictly a predator hunter or find the value in predator hunting. So if there was some incentive, like fur prices be higher, or I don't know, contests or something, but I'd like to see some predator management a little better.
Yeah.
Do they have grizzly hunting up there?
No, unfortunately, it got closed down a few years ago, and we're really trying to get that back, especially as outfitters. That was a huge hit to our yearly salary or income. If you had it, but in tenfold, it's even worse for, like, say my area where I hunt moose a lot. That's like my main stake thing is man, the amount of calves that a grizzly bear kills in the spring is insane. Like, because we don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And I try to tell people that, because I try to, like, I don't like to argue with people, and I don't like to voice my opinion too much, but people are like, well, how many kills have you walked up on or bumped into? It's like, well, I haven't really found a lot of mature animal kills, but I know when I'm hunting bears in the spring and you're driving the dirt roads, you can pull over and find a pile of bear scat that's still got the hooves from the calves in it.
Oh,
like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love arguing with people. It's fucking fun. I'll bury you, but it's fun.
I think a grizzly hunt would be freaking phenomenal.
I think it would be too. That'd be amazing.
And it is, and there's a whole nother. It's a different hunt. My grandfather was a huge grizzly hunter. That's what he specialized in, and he would tell you to this day, like, them grizzly bears, those mature bears, just like a whitetail, just like a mature elk or a moose, like, once they hit a certain point in their life, like, he swears those grizzly bears have a sixth sense. Like, they know you're watching them, they know they're there, and all of a sudden they just disappear. And it's a whole nother hunt. It's exhilarating. I can't explain it. I really wish it would come back. Just the experience itself, but for the predator management and for the ungulates.
I just imagine the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
To having something that large that close.
Yeah.
The apex predator of the world. Fucking right there.
I got the perfect gun for that sucker too.
308?
No, his airsoft gun.
Yeah. 4570 government.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good load.
Well, Brogan, let me ask you this. I come up to your area to come hunt. I shoot a deer.
Yeah.
How do I get the meat home? How do I get the harvest home, along with the antlers and the hide and stuff like that? Because I want to do a taxidermy work. How does that go about?
Yeah, so I just get you a permit, an export permit. We usually take the cape off. I'll salt it for you, flesh it or whatever. We'll cut the head off the skull or the skull plate, or if you leave it with me, I can boil it out and we'll do a European if you want it that way for the time being. The meat's kind of tricky. If you drive up is okay. If you fly down, I have sent meat with carry-on. As long as we get it processed up here and kind of individually wrapped and frozen.
Yeah.
And then you check it as carriage, and then you just fly straight home, which is no big deal either. But it's that time trying to get it processed before you leave. If you're willing to stick around, or like if we get it on the last day, it's kind of almost impossible.
Yeah, I feel like flying home would just be, I'd be scared to lose the meat. That'd be my biggest fear.
I have guys that come over from Switzerland and Germany that have flown home, and it's no big deal.
Huh.
they make it.
Yeah.
It's still hard as a rock, especially with like those new coolers, especially Yeti coolers.
Yeah, they'll last for a long time.
So yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like, yeah, that'd be a fear of mine of having the meat dried out. But with these new technologies, you can have them out there for fucking ever. But I'm just saying, in general, my biggest fear of flying is having my luggage lost and all that shit lost. That's one of my big fears. Yeah. That's why I must personally drive if I could.
Well, that's just Brett. He's always afraid of losing the meat, you know.
He doesn't lose meat ever. He knows right where it's at.
Yeah, you don't really.
And I if hunters that are coming up, especially for a moose, because there's a lot of bounty there. If you're close by, just drive up and we can get your meat home. I'm more than willing to take it. I love the meat. Lots of hunters leave it, which is great with me. If I keep it myself, I'll pay for the processing. But if I don't have room, or if you would like, we just donate it to the charity around town or whatnot. But you have to pay for the whatever. Yeah.
That would actually not be a bad gig either. Donate a lot of it to charity down there or up there. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
So my curiosity was with muleys. How are the muleys up there?
Muleys they're coming back. In 2005, they took a big hit. Yeah. It's definitely a different hunting, especially in southern BC. Those southern BC boys got it pretty dialed. It's all high alpine, man. Like they're up with the sheep, they're up with the goats, and a lot of cut blocks, logging blocks around my areas. It's home to it. It's a lot of stalking and glassing. Yeah. And but there is quality there, and it is increasing, especially with a lot of forest fires over the years have really increased the trophy quality in BC as a whole. You probably see it in Washington.
Yeah.
Well, Brogan, we're getting ready to wrap up for tonight's show. Anybody else out there have any last final question for Brogan? Dave, Squatch, how about you guys before we wrap it up with our rapid fire segment?
No. Just hit me up when grizzly bears are back, because I want to go grizzly bear hunt, man.
Yeah, please come up.
The only one last question that I have for you is, when you process a moose, do you do the processing yourself? You cut the moose up from start to finish?
Yeah, I prefer to if time allows, but when hunting season comes and I'm guiding, I usually take it to a local meat cutter. But I prefer to cut it myself.
When you do that yourself, what's the average time span on that? Like, how long does it take you to do that?
So if it's just me cutting and wrapping and packaging, it could be like 3 days. But if I have my wife and my mom and dad or my best friend helping me out, it's probably a solid day to a day and a half.
That's a lot of meat.
Yeah, it's like cutting up cattle. It's like cutting up cattle. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, I'm my grandfather was a butcher. He taught us how to cut up, our deer and meat and stuff. So I always ask that. I'd like to see how long it takes them to process stuff. So I could see it. I mean, it's a lot of animal to be packing up and getting all the cuts of meat out of. So
that's a huge animal.
Yeah, and I like to trim a lot, and I have a pretty big pile of scraps or whatnot, but I'll cook it up for my dogs and stuff like that. But I prefer to have just nice red cuts, man. Like no silver.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't leave a lot of bone in. I'm not a big fan of the wild game bone in, but that's just me.
That's fine. Yeah. Cool.
Hey, Brad, I want to show you. So last time we talked on the pre-meeting there, I said I was going shed hunting the next morning.
Yeah.
And so I went to one of my spots there, and I never found any sheds close to where my bait station was, but there was this one deer I was targeting all season, and he was pretty nocturnal. He only came in every third or fourth day in the middle of the night, and he kind of disappeared around November 25th, so I didn't know if he just traveled somewhere else or what happened. Anyways, I ended up finding him in the creek bottom, deceased, and I'm sure the coyotes got him. I'm going to say he's a 9-year-old deer.
Wow.
Skull plate's heavy, but I'm going to show you this set of antlers here, and you just kind of guess his inside spread and his mass.
Fucking shit.
Look at that, eh?
He's 26, I'll say.
I was going to say 27 and a half.
I'll go with, I'm going to say 34.
Well, you guys are all, it's a little over. He's 24 and 5/8. And then
wow,
6-inch bases, an 8.5-inch brow here, and just about a 162-inch whitetail.
Oh,
yeah,
and
just a nice little. Yeah, only roughly about maybe 200 yards from where I was hunting my blind.
Oh, geez,
man.
It's too bad. I kind of assumed that he wouldn't make the winter. He was so big and old and just running so hard. Every picture I had of him, he was running, like chasing does. And then when it hits 30 below in November, they just, it's tough for them, man.
That's a bummer.
Damn.
That's one of the big monarchs going out of your woods.
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad I found him, but yeah, it's too bad.
But he's probably got kids running around somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
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 Well, Brogan, let me ask you this. Besides hunting, do you have any other hobbies or interests?
Yeah, I do a lot of artwork.
Oh, cool.
Artwork, really?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, I hunting's my love and my passion, and it's equal as to art. I'm an artist, actually. That picture.
I was about to ask, is that painting yours?
Yeah, that's my most recent one.
Nice.
It's obviously a young juvenile grizzly bear, and it's going to be going up for an auction for a fundraiser in town locally. So,
is that hand or is that photography?
No, that's all hand drawn charcoal.
Really nice.
Oh shit!
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's cool. It turned out nice, that one.
Brett,
how long have you been doing that now?
I've been doing art my whole life. I've just been kind of more focused on it and making time for it in the past 10 years, 15 years, really.
That's awesome.
Do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Brett,
thanks, dude.
Brett, show him your stick figures you draw.
Well, I was just gonna say, do you know Brett's an artist? He picture of a deer. He sent me.
Yeah, he brought that to a fundraiser, but it didn't.
Fire, that's something.
He said it was a 30-point buck.
What animals on your
It's not how
list?
good you are, it's who's buying it.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
right.
Exactly.
Right next to the Van Gogh, you know.
Oh, geez.
Brogan, what animals on your bucket list to hunt?
Probably now would be. I've never harvested or killed a caribou for myself, and I'd really like a caribou. Yeah,
Me too.
Woodland.
but woodland caribou, preferably in BC still. But if I only had one choice, it would be a Mongolian ibex. Those things are sick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would make a crazy mount.
Yeah.
One of those ibex.
Yeah. They're
Those are-
sick, man. They're cool.
They're cool as hell looking.
Yeah.
What is an animal you want to try eating?
I've tried a lot of stuff. I've trapped a lot of lynx and I've killed a couple cougars. I've never tried them, but I hear good things.
I've heard cougar's really good.
Yeah, maybe a lynx. I don't know about a cougar yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Squatch likes cougar.
Yeah.
Have you hunted outside of BC yet?
Yeah, I've hunted Alberta, Saskatchewan.
What's been your favorite one you've hunted so far?
You know what? I really enjoyed Saskatchewan. It was totally different to me, out of my element, like with deer pushes and drives and stuff, and it was cool. It was different. I enjoyed it.
What is the top area you want to hunt next?
Probably Yukon moose.
Ooh,
Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
going after the tanks.
Yeah, the big ones.
If you could pick anybody, family or non-family member, to go on a hunting trip with or share a campfire with one time, who would that person be?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. Like,
You can get one of each. You can get a family member and a non-family member.
Family member, deceased or alive?
Yes.
Either one.
Either. Yeah, like there's a couple. My uncle that passed away last spring. If I could see him one more time and just hang out and do one more hunt, that'd be for my family member. For someone other than that, maybe that I don't know, I would like to pick like someone. The Eastman. Someone out of the Eastman family, man. Those guys are hot.
Yeah. Those
Gordon
guys are
maybe
hunting machines.
Yeah.
You're the first person not to say grandpa, I believe.
Well, I still hunt with grandpa.
Last question here. What do you think we as fellow hunters could or should do to improve the hunting community?
I think we need to network more. We need to get together more, share more stories, invest our time, extra money if we have it or whatnot, our resources into wildlife conservation and really putting our dollars where it matters, helping it out. Like, yeah, I'm all for killing, I'm all for trophies, I'm all for the experience, but we need to maintain that for future generations.
Yeah, I agree
with you.
If we can get them to listen to us.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
This day and age time.
Well, Brogan, I just want to say thank you so much, man, for taking time out of your day to come on the show.
Yeah, awesome.
Squatch, for the people that want to follow you, I don't know why they would. How can people reach out to you?
I'll follow you, Squatch.
So, as everybody knows, on Sundays and Tuesday nights, 8:30, you can find me here on the Whitetail Advantage. You can also check me out on the Boondocks Outdoors, Garden State Outdoorsman, Mike Nitre, Frank Mystica, and all the rest of the bunch of great guys down there. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Outdoors and More with the Squatch, and always on Instagram under the same title.
Dave, I know everyone wants to reach out to you. How can they follow you?
Oh, I know. I just keep turning everybody down. It's just crazy.
He said www.blueoyster.com.
Backpage.com.
Yeah.
So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube under PSE Mobile Hunter. You can find me there and as well on the Whitetail Advantage show.
Brogan, people want to reach out to you and follow along your journey or ask you personal questions or any more questions to learn more about you. How can people do that?
Yeah, please help follow me on my Instagram for like my personal one would be Haywire24. That's where I do a lot of like most of my artwork and my hobbies and my interests. So it's Haywire_24. If you're looking or you're interested in coming to hunt BC with me, it would be Burnt River Outfitters on Instagram, or you could email me at burntriveroutfitters@gmail.com. Like I said, I'm a small outfit for my hunting outfit. I only take a very minute amount of people every year. We're family based, and I guide pretty much all, if not 90% of the hunts that I book. So I have a value interest. You're going to know that if you're coming with me, if you're booking with me, that I'm going to do everything I can because it's my livelihood and my life on the line and my family's life on the line. So I put in 120.
How early do you start booking up?
I usually start booking right now in the spring. I do shows right now, or I do shout outs, or if you go on bookyourhunt.com, I'm pretty exclusive to there. And as of right now, I still have one or two openings, one opening for whitetail and a couple for moose. And I really enjoy my elk. Elk is my passion. So if you love elk hunting, if you love chasing bugling bulls, man, get a hold of me.
Cool. I was just looking on your page, dude. You do some phenomenal artwork, dude. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't even really like that one. That's called Dark Sheep, but thanks, man. That's Stone Sheep that I did.
Yeah,
last summer. Yeah, that's a good moose. He's a shooter.
That's really good. Yeah,
that's a piece of
really
shit.
Good, man.
I like the lab in the. Let me try to get it on there so you can see it. The lab chasing the ball. Man, that's cute.
Oh yeah, I did that after my late dog Jake. Man, he loved tennis balls, and I did that a fundraiser piece for a boy in town that was trying to save up for an assistant dog, and we fundraised quite a bit of money on that one. I think almost 10 grand on that sale. That was a real special piece, and I think it is hung in an elementary school here in my local town. So it means a lot to me, that one.
So awesome, man.
Awesome. Man, you'll have to get. I'll send you Brett's artwork and see if you can get it on your page.
Man, he has to sign it or it ain't worth anything.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
We're still trying to teach him to write his name. He just makes an X.
Yeah.
Here's my mark.
There, he signed it, Bovin Woods.
Oh, yeah, no, man, you're just.
It went for 50 cents up to $5 now.
Oh man, that's fake. I know. I've seen it. I want the real deal, Brett Bovin.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get that. That's for sure.
Well, actually, Brett, he studied. What the hell was that guy? He had a happy little accident. What was his name?
What?
Oh my God!
You talking about the guy on PBS with the afro? That
Yeah.
He died. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The fluffy little flowers.
Oh yeah.
Fluffy little clouds. He talked like that. You know who I'm talking about, Brogan.
Yeah, 1 sec. Whoa, man, why is this?
It had big old
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Man, that guy's an icon. He's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I used to watch this shit actually, dude, because I'm like, dude, this weird little dude can actually paint pretty good.
Well,
man, he's got probably more chicks in one weekend than all of us combined in a month.
Oh, for sure.
For you.
Brett was an understudy for Bob Ross.
Yeah, he got all the dudes.
Yeah.
I got no comment.
Yeah. You should see the notches on his headboard.
Yeah, look who's talking at a fucking hotel room. Well, guys, thanks for coming out for tonight's show. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Brogan, we'll be in touch, brother.
Yeah, sounds good, guys.
Nice talking to you guys.
Take it easy.
Oh, man. What an amazing group of guys. Brogan, thank you so much for coming on tonight's show. Well, everyone, that's going to conclude another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. I want to say thank you to everyone that's tuned in tonight and gathered around the electronic campfire. Now, if this show made you laugh, made you think, gave you a new perspective, please hit that like and subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. If you're listening to this on the audio version, please get that 5-star rating. It'd be amazing. I'm not going to say that. The audio versions of our podcast gets released on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to be a guest on our live show, or you want anyone from Whitetail Advantage to be a guest on your next podcast, head to our website, www.whitetailadvantage.com, and submit your request through there. Thank you to all the companies that we have partnered with at Whitetail Advantage. And with that being said, put your cord in a slot machine, and we will see you all next week. Have a great
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.